Hello everyone and welcome! I just wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude for all the love and support you've shown for this channel. End of the conversation, we are going to learn new words. So don't skip that part. We always strive to pick topics that can bring value to your lives. Today's topic is no exception. Dealing with negative people is something we all face. So, let's start the episode.
Hello and welcome, Julia and Anna. Thanks for joining our podcast.
We are thrilled and excited to be here. We hope our audience is going to learn many things from this podcast episode.
So, Anna, do you ever deal with negative thoughts in your mind?
Yes, very often I have to deal with my negative thoughts. Some of the thoughts come automatically. For instance, when I am faced with a new challenge, I sometimes have feelings of self-doubt and worry.
I got you now. Do you think that negative thoughts are dangerous?
I believe that negative thoughts can be harmful if they are allowed to take over and dominate our mindset. They can lead to increased stress and anxiety, and even impact our physical health.
Absolutely. It's important to acknowledge negative thoughts, but also to actively work on reframing them into more positive and productive perspectives.
True, Julia. A lot of people don't even realize when they're stuck in negative thinking. It's hard to recognize it, let alone change it.
Well, I'm curious. What exactly are considered negative thoughts?
That's a good question, Marco. Negative thoughts can be any thoughts that make you feel bad, insecure, or doubtful. They can include thoughts of fear, self-doubt, criticism, and pessimism.
You are right, Anna. Negative thoughts are usually the ones that make you feel bad about yourself or your situation. They can be self-critical, like thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess things up." Sometimes they involve worrying too much about the future or feeling hopeless.
Well said, Julia. I think these thoughts often limit your confidence and stop you from taking action.
Why do I randomly get negative thoughts?
I'm sorry to hear that you're experiencing negative thoughts. Sometimes negative thoughts can arise due to various reasons such as stress, fatigue, or even past experiences.
You are right, Julia. When you're under pressure or going through a tough time, your mind can go into overdrive, focusing on worst-case scenarios or self-doubt. It could also be a habit you've developed over time, where your brain automatically leans toward negative thinking because it's used to it. Other times, it's influenced by external factors like past experiences, people around you, or even things like lack of sleep or poor health.
Yes, Marco. The key is to notice these thoughts when they arise and not let them take over. Once you're aware of them, you can challenge them and shift your focus to something more positive or realistic.
Do people who constantly have negative thoughts create negative vibes around them? Is that true or false?
I believe that people's thoughts can indeed impact the energy they bring into a room. When someone consistently harbors negative thoughts, it can create an aura of negativity around them.
You are right, but it's not always as straightforward as saying that one's negative thoughts automatically create negative vibes, but there does seem to be a correlation in many cases.
Well, Marco, do you know, what is a pessimistic person like?
Yes, a pessimistic person tends to always expect the worst outcome in any situation. They often have a negative outlook and anticipate unfavorable events. This mindset can lead to feelings of hopelessness and anxiety.
Absolutely right. Hey, Anna, is a pessimist a bad person?
That's a tough question. I wouldn't necessarily say that a pessimist is a bad person. Being a pessimist just means that someone tends to focus on the negatives or expects the worst outcome. It's more about their perspective rather than their character.
Why do we stay stuck on negative thinking and limited mindsets so much?
That's a great question, Marco. I think we stay stuck on negative thinking and limited mindsets for several reasons. For one, our brains are wired to focus on potential threats or problems as a survival mechanism. This negativity bias means we often dwell on what's wrong instead of what's right. Plus, if we've had negative experiences in the past, those memories can create mental patterns that are hard to break. It's like we're used to thinking in a certain way, and it becomes a habit.
I totally agree with you, Anna. Another factor could be fear. Fear of failure, judgment, or even fear of change. Sometimes staying in a negative mindset feels safer because we're avoiding the risk of trying something new or stepping out of our comfort zone. Also, the people around us or the environment we're in can reinforce those limiting thoughts. If you're surrounded by negativity or people who don't believe in possibilities, it's easy to stay stuck in that mindset. The good news is, with effort, we can unlearn these patterns and shift to more positive, open thinking.
Do negative thoughts affect health?
Yes, of course. Poorly managed negative emotions are not good for your health. Negative attitudes and feelings of helplessness and hopelessness can create chronic stress, which upsets the body's hormone balance, depletes the brain chemicals required for happiness, and damages the immune system.
Chronic stress? Are you sure? It sounds dangerous.
Yes, it's even more dangerous than we often realize. Science has now identified that stress shortens our telomeres, the end caps of our DNA strands, which causes us to age more quickly.
But how does it cause aging more quickly? Can you explain?
Well, I can explain a little. Telomeres are like protective caps at the ends of our DNA strands, and they naturally shorten as we age. But when we experience chronic stress, this process speeds up. Stress releases hormones like cortisol, which over time cause inflammation and cellular damage. This can accelerate the shortening of telomeres, leading to faster aging at the cellular level. Essentially, the more stress you're under, the more wear and tear your cells experience, making your body age quicker than it normally would.
Not only does this affect your appearance, like wrinkles or gray hair, but it also impacts your internal organs and overall health. So, managing stress is crucial to staying healthy and slowing down the aging process. It's a bit like giving your body a chance to rest and repair instead of constantly wearing itself down.
Oh my God, sometimes we overthink. And this leads to negative thinking.
Yes, that's exactly right. Overthinking, even if it starts out positively, can easily convert into negative thinking after a while. The negativity effect is the brain's tendency to be impacted more by negative events than positive ones. The brain registers, focuses, stores, and recalls negative events much more readily than positive ones. Overthinking makes it harder to focus on solutions or positive outcomes, leading to increased stress and negative thinking patterns.
Now let's talk about how we can stop negative thinking and overthinking.
Before I share any tips, I'd suggest taking a deep breath when you find yourself overthinking or caught in negative thoughts. It helps to calm your mind and regain focus.
Okay, what's next?
Try to stay at present. Don't think about the future or past. This is the best idea. If you are worried about anything, then write it down.
Sounds great. Writing down can be helpful.
Focus on generating solutions. If you find yourself overthinking, focus on generating solutions. Practice self-compassion. Dwelling on past mistakes keeps you from letting go.